Mamma mia, mamma mia. I hope you like the song I wrote you. Yee. And now, another episode of that show that you watch sometimes, made by that one dude that's got the pants. Brought to you in association with Monkey and the Computer. With broadcasting support for Great Grandmother. Always at the behest of the one above all, aka the Lord. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak the world with a new humility? And recreate structures within our own communities for stability? And will we continue to live in illusion and it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our reality and responding to it. Oh boy, here we go. It's this thing again. I guess, how long are we going to let this go? How long are we going to let this go on? Manuel, I don't know. As long as it needs in the days of the eyes of the one that grew with the Lord. If you understand what I'm talking about, then that's okay with you. That's fine. It's whatever. It feels like we're entering a new space of effort. Well, don't you like it? Yeah, I wonder why that's doing that. Why's that doing that? Huh? Hey, what's that all about? What's that all about, huh? Well, I guess it's time. It's time! Well, no, wait, you gotta go to the back right now. Let's go on with goddamn juice. Well, now, I hope you're ready for it. I hope Odin's beard is ready for it. We're about to entering into uncharted territory, my friends. We're going to a place that nobody thought we were going to. Well, guess where we're going? It's going to be great. The argument that I make is when we evaluate tactics, strategies, and actions, the question we ask is, create a war or about the distribution of power or not? For self-determination or not. I don't know if we can save the world. I don't know what's possible. We can't know what the future is. The world! But we can invest ourselves in acting according to our consciences now. No matter what people call us when we do. In such a way that others will feel entitled to do the same. Ah, yes, I love having the longest intro ever. Right, I love it. Anyways, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of that one show that you watch sometime and you're like, don't point at me. I'll point at you if I want. It's fine. Whatever, it's my show. My mom always told me not to point, but it's because she knew that this finger is a little dangerous. Anyways, so what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the best, worst show on the internet. TM, first one. Always going to be the best, worst. Ain't nobody can do this better, worster than I could. I mean, I'm deliberately trying to do this bad. So, like, if I can't even do something bad good, then what good am I? Anyways, welcome back. Hopefully you guys are ready for this one. I feel like I'm eating crow a little bit today because I was talking all kinds of smack. I was talking mad crap. Called myself out. I was talking mad crap. I was all like, dude, this Trump guy is pissing me off. Bombings, Israel, blah, pissing me off. But you know what? They threw out the JFK files and it was a big steaming pile. Or sorry, they threw out the Epstein files and it was a big steamy pile of crap because we literally had everything that they already had put out. And it was all redacted. We had the unredacted. We already seen the unredacted. Why the hell would you do that? Oh, national security. What do you mean national? What did I mean? Anyways, so the JFK files came out today. And, people were posting the link earlier before it was posted out. And it was a bunch of just the old shit. I was like, that's old shit, man. We already had that shit. But no, you know what? I called I got my bluff called. They actually did it, dude. 1,123 documents have been released associated with the John F. Kennedy murder, assassination, death, whatever. We don't really care about, getting censored or whatever. We're used to the censorship. But, this is at least a positive move forward. And what I would have had to say is just a lot of negatives. And you know what? It brings me a lot of hope for the future. Like the 9/11 future. Like while everybody was talking or whatever, I had another one of those motherfuckers. That's what I call them, the motherfuckers, right? Where you get the motherfucks, right? But anyways, I was just sitting here and Richard Gage, architect guy, engineer, still posting out these damn 9/11 videos. And you know what? I had to go in there and drop the knowledge and be all like, anhydrous ammonia, steel, X-15 space plane, melting the steel on the engines, had to create new alloys. That's what was blowing through the building to cool it down all throughout. All you gotta do is damage the pipes a little bit and pray for that jet fuel to get hot enough to set it off. And then, baby, you're on an end for you're gonna see some fucking shit. That's what I'm talking about. Because you know what? Anhydrous ammonia is extremely caustic to steel. All you gotta do, you wanna break into something that's in a big steel box? Take some anhydrous ammonia, put it on your fucking shit, because that shit's super toxic. Spray it on there. Wait about 5 or 10 minutes. Whack it with the sledgehammer. It's like fucking gallium. It'll fucking make that shit weak as shit. Not that, maybe a little faster than that, but weak it up, right? Like, weak it up for you to destroy it. And you know what? I gave him the knowledge. He talks some shit, says, why do you lie? And then I'm like, bitch, I schooled him. And he didn't even come back. He didn't even come back, dude. And I'm just like, dude, don't even start with that shit with me. We got the 9/11 lawsuit files. We synced them. We all looked through them. We know what that fucking shit says. And a lot of people were pissed off because it didn't say what they wanted to hear or whatever. It didn't talk enough about the, dancing Israelis or anything like that for some people. It didn't fit in with the triggers and all the other stuff out there. But maybe that's got to flow. That's got to flow in there some way because, we know who did it and we know what the triggers are for. So I think we have a good plan assembly. But it just made me laugh because, it's JFK Day. And those are supposed to be coming up, dude. They're supposed to be coming down the pipeline. But that's the news today, at least, is that Donald Trump finally making good on one of the promises, right? One of them, giving us a lot of light reading to do, right? Light reading. Do you know how to read cursive? Well, I hope you fucking do, because if not, you're not going to be able to read half of this shit, because it's in, what? Cursive? Young kids are probably like, cursive? What is that? I thought that was just you guys being retarded and not being able to write. Oh, that's actually a writing form? What do you mean you guys drew all fucked up like that on purpose? Why? Why would you do that? Who can read that? I don't know where that came from, but that's funny you shit because it's probably true. Anyways, it's nice to see you. Nice to have you with us. We got Nick A in the house. Nice to see you, Nick A. What is going on, Virginia Olsen? Always a pleasure to have you with us, my friend. Always a pleasure. How are you doing? F. Scott Fitzgerald, JFK. I know it's JFK Day. Yay! Finally, we get the files or whatever. Are we gonna? Was it the Jews? Did he really die? Was it a CIA assassination plot? Are we gonna finally get to the truth? Who knows? Mr. Blacksmith, nice to see you. How's it going, James Rice? What's going on to Triple Crown? Hello to Jassy Joe, and hello, Victorian Greyjoy. Hopefully you're not going to be a dickhole today. Anyways, so, what's going on in the world today? JFK, that's what's happening. That's what's there. People are pouring over all those files, man. They're just going over them. They got live streams going off about them. People are investigating them, piling over them. I was looking at them, and then I was like, I've been looking at these for like a little bit, and I haven't even opened that many of them. And I was like, you know what? I should have gone live and just looked at this shit. You know? Should have gone live and looked at this shit. I don't think like that anymore. Like, oh, I should go live. You know, I've deprogrammed myself from feeling like I have to do this or whatever, which is a massive goal for me, but I still like to come back and, you know, at least try to deliver the best worst show for you. Because it's not about making money. It's about being in the place where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people these days, you know, are not in tune with the world or whatever. And I've also been reading this really fucking crazy book, The Black Awakening. It's all, why did that blur the fuck out? The Black Awakening. The Rise of the Satanic Super Soldiers and the Coming Chaos. Which I had no context on this freaking book whatsoever, dude. Like, zero context. Cherie was like, oh, I got this book. You should read it. And I was like, have you read it? She was like, well, you gotta read it. And I'm all like, what the fuck? Is this like some fucking like Nazi shit or something like that? Like, what the fuck am I? What are you giving me? But then, you know, I did the thing that I do because, you know, when you understand how life, the universe, and everything else, when you're in tune with the universe, you can utilize certain things to do certain things. I know that's a terrible bastardization yet reduction, but that's fine. We're not exactly dealing with the smartest of the smart, only the smartest of the smart. Smart. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, this book's not redacted, but, you know, hey, book. I'm thinking about this JFK thing, and I need something from you to explain or give us some context on what we're about to embark on. You could do this with any book, by the way. It doesn't have to be this book. It can be any book. People used to do this with the Bible. Like, whenever you wanted to get an answer from God, they'd be like, oh, God, through your book, can you give me an answer to the question? You know what I'm saying? Shit works. But you open it up. And then you look. Basically, where your thumbs are is where you want to, like, where you want to read. And it says right here, passivity of will and the compliance is necessary for creating controlled chosen ones. It is needed so that the demonic can begin to operate. The most personalities I've worked on which I don't believe that they can even choose or decide anything. That's how far that their will has been taken from them. The will of multitudes has been hijacked and imposed upon. Their wills have been forced to open the dark side in its evil agenda. The forced passivity and disassociation in the baby and the child will open them up to a process of splitting their will and creating new subpersonalities. Splitting. This is an evil act. It begins with the victim dissociated, almost like they are submerging as they are trying to avoid pain, fear, and confusion. As the core or main part of the personality submerges, it is stretched further and further until a break occurs. If this is its core personality, is pushed as far as it can go and snaps or splits. The core person submerges out of sight and becomes unconscious. From this point, the core person is absent, no interaction occurs with them, and the memory is no longer formed. The fuck? Splitting? What the shit? I'm gonna put a little one of these things in here. You use post-it notes when you read books or whatever to, you know, underline crazy shit. I haven't even read this book. The only way that I read this book, or really read any books nowadays, Because, like, I'll flip through them and read them, like, superhuman fast or whatever and get, like, the gist of it. And then once I'm done doing that, I just do the book trick. Much easier. So I still like books, it's like, that's how I can never get into reading on the computer, right? Like, if I print out all of these JFK docs, I would definitely be 10 times more into it, because I'd be like, holy crap! And then, like, writing on shit. Dude, I just miss that shit. Writing on stuff, paper, fucking pens and shit like that. Sometimes this shit's awesome, you know? Anyways, what am I even talking about? JFK is what we're supposed to be talking about. Huh, splitting. Is that like a reference to Lee Harvey Oswald being mind controlled and creating an altar that's going to assassinate the president? Maybe. Book. Huh. Interesting. I could feel it in the air and I was agitated. Why is this book always talking about chosen ones? Chosen ones. Chosen ones. I see that shit all over here. I feel like it's some kind of code. Anyways. So, spit it out. Think about it. Look at the world. Check the signs. And then realize that, I'm not the type of guy to, say that he was wrong. But right there, March 28, 2018, 2025 release of the National Archives, the assassination records, and it's a shitload of documents. Apparently there's going to be more. And don't be facetious. There's other assassination records that have been released. Okay, there's a 2025 release. But there's also been releases that have happened since 2017. Lots of stuff has been released, put out, whatever, sanitized, fixed, doctored, altered, whatever. Don't really matter, but, there's a lot of entries. Oh, look, it looks like they added more. Okay, what's going on with this page? Hold on, let me refresh this. So, yeah, let's see. Oh, it says there's 2,182 entries. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to look at all of those in one sitting. That's for damn sure. But, yeah, I can't believe it. Trump actually, he actually came through on that one. I mean, it took a little while. I mean, I guess I could give him that because this is a substantial. I'm still scrolling, by the way. This is a substantial amount of documentation. I mean, I'm supposed to fucking read all of this? You expect me to have read all of this before it came out like a couple hours ago? I gotta work and shit. Like, what's your problem? What do you think I am? A super robot person? It's impossible. All right, I might be a robot. I don't know. It remains to be seen or whatever. If I was a Terminator, though, that'd be sick. Though, like, nah, I don't think they make fat Terminators. Just saying. So, what do we got, man? We got this. We got a lot of information, and I've actually thumbed through a lot of this, right, already, or not a lot of it. That's not true at all. I've actually only clicked through a couple of different documents, and I don't think that I found anything that's been like wildly. Wow, that's the smoking gun. We finally know the truth about who killed JFK and why they did it. That is not what I've gotten from these documents. I've just gotten that they've had a lot of documents, and these ones are seemingly unredacted. If you go to a lot of the documents, you're going to find these, places where there was a black mark that somehow they've lightened it up so you can see it now. Like, it's pretty crazy. Like, there was only 1,100 the last time I looked at this before I went live. So, yeah, it's only 80,000 pages. You need to be able to read that shit in a night. Like, dude, how am I even supposed to feed all of this into a fucking AI to read it? It's, like, impossible right now. Like, I don't have enough money, right? Like, I'm not wasting my money on that. I'll just wait for the AI to get better, I guess. Just, like, wait a week for all the AIs to read it and then, go ask Grok about it. Like, maybe Grok already learned. Maybe we should ask Grok. Let's ask Grok. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask my boy Grok. Let's go. Yo, Grok, my boy! Yo, Grok, my boy! Sorry. Anyways, yo, Grok, my boy! The JFK files are out. Have you read all of them yet? Working smarter. Yo, my dude! love it. I love it. It's so funny, dude. I just wish that I could hear it in Elon Musk's voice. I would love that.
Yo, my dude. Yeah, the JFK files dropped today, March 18th, 2025, 1,123 PDFs, around 80k pages of pure historical juice. I've skimmed the surface, but reading all of them? Bro, I'm fast, but that's a mountain even for an AI like me.
Oh, come on!
From what I've seen so far, it's a mix of FBI and CIA investigation docs, witness interviews, evidence logs, and some interagency chatter. No earth-shattering second shooter or CIA did it bombshells jumping out yet, but there's a lot to dig through. Experts are still chewing on it, and the lack of OCR on these PDFs means it's slow going. What's your take? Hoping for some conspiracy gold or just curious about the history?
I was hoping for the answer to this smoky gun. So you're telling me that the AI didn't even read all of it because it doesn't have OCR on it, so you'd have to feed all of it one by one into OCR and then translate it all into text and then feed it all in there. Yeah. Nah, I'm not doing it. I could do all of that, but literally I'm not doing all that for free. You pay me $50 an hour, I'll fucking do that. At least. Bare minimum $50 an hour for that mind-numbing work. Literally, you like gotta scan every fucking page, right? Like somebody had to scan all this shit. Okay, that took a long time. I'm gonna give them that. That definitely took a while. I've had to scan shitloads of shit before. And if you don't have the document feeder or whatever, you don't. If you just have had a printer and you've never, like appreciated it. There's people out there that just buy like printers that have those document feeders in there that they just throw shit in them, but they've never had a flatbed scanner where you gotta like put everyone on there, you know what I'm saying? So they don't fucking respect that shit, right? Like kids these days, they don't fucking respect the amount of time that we've had to waste in our lives. Like, think about that. Even if you're old, like I know a lot of you are old as fuck, no offense. I'm just being funny. But I know some of you guys are older than me, and like, you understand what I mean about wasting time. Like, if you think about how much time has been wasted waiting for something to happen, right? Like, in computers, it used to be like that. You would put the disk in, then you would wait, like, and it had to load up, right? And then it'd be loaded, and then you'd be like, oh, yeah, I could do the thing. Kids these days are like, oh, well, I just need it now. I need it now. I need it now. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Makes me laugh, though. Grok hasn't even read all of this shit yet. So, Grok, if you haven't read all of it, how do you not know? Oh, well, you've read everything that's on Twitter, so that means that Grok is saying that nobody has found shit. And Grok looked on Twitter, and you know that if somebody would have found some shit, they would have said some shit. So, I guess it's safe to assume that there probably isn't shit in any of this, right? It's just what it is what you see is what you get. Here is the testimony of William Harvey. William Harvey? Who the fuck is that, dude? What do we ask about? We asked about Operation Mongoose, Richard Bissell, the assassination, John F. Kennedy, the president, the mafia, Arnold Silver. Who is this guy? Are you talking about William King Harvey or Bill Harvey? Yeah, an American Central Intelligence Agency officer best known for his role in the terrorism and sabotage campaign known as Operation Mongoose, also known as America's James Bond? Interesting. So we have like an interview of him when he was like working for the Central Intelligence Agency? Interesting. Indeed. And then what is that right there? Huh. Harvey was also involved in Operation Mongoose, a CIA operation run from Miami for various attempts to undermine or overthrow the Cuban Revolution in the height of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Oh, so you're saying he was close to this? Okay, no wonder they interviewed him. That's very interesting indeed. Oh, wow, on his Wikipedia page, what does that say? Assassination of John F. Kennedy. You gotta be shitting me. Let's take a look.
after the death of former
Remember
CIA officer
Billy
and
the
Watergate
King?
figure E. Howard Hunt in 2007. St. John Hunt and David Hunt revealed that their father had recorded several claims about himself and others being involved in a conspiracy to assassinate John F. Kennedy. 7-8. In the April 5, 2007 issue of Rolling Stone, St. John Hunt detailed a number of individuals implicated by his father, including Harvey, Lyndon B. Johnson, Cord Meyer, David Sanchez Morales, David Atlee Phillips, Frank Sturgis, and an assassin he termed French gunman Grassy Knoll, who many presume was Lucien Sardi. 8-9. The two sons alleged that their father excised the information from his memoirs, American Spy, My Secret History in the CIA, Watergate and Beyond, to avoid possible perjury charges. 7. Hunt's widow and other children told the Los Angeles Times that the two sons took advantage of Hunt's loss of lucidity by coaching and exploiting him for financial gain. The newspaper said it examined the materials offered by the sons to support the story and found them to be inconclusive. 7. In a podcast with Soledad O'Brien, who killed JFK, Rob Reiner described Harvey and General Charles A. Willoughby as the master planners and tacticians of the Kennedy assassination.
Oh, cool. So that's his interview right there, huh? 62 pages? No, you gotta be shitting me. That can't be 62 whole ass pages. Oh, nope. It's definitely not 62 pages. And what is this? What is this ancient writing that I'm looking at? I mean, how am I supposed to fucking read that shit? It's like chicken scratch. Seriously? You expect me to have read all this shit? Like, how the fuck? What the shit? But you will notice, if I may, Mr. Schwartz, this framework of Sid's job, Flit wrote in memo led for the name of the staff officer who worked for me at Division D at the time. This translating machine was an experimental device done under the hope for development by GE that I was most interested in because of the serious translation problem we had, and particularly in communication intelligence. So if you see, this was not a discussion strictly within the framework either. Assassination is specific, or assassination is a general problem. Mr. Schwartz, now the material commencing on handwritten page number 4 and commencing in the middle of page 3, the senator's notes reflect in your judgment the conversation that you had with Mr. Silver, and it is in his notes about the conversation. Is that right, Mr. Harvey? That's my best guess. It may also, however, include his own thinking and so forth. I doubt that it certainly would not include any specific discussions, I don't think, with other officers, because Arnold Silver was under specific instructions not to discuss this with anyone else or anybody else, at least without clearing it with me first. Mr. Schwartz, he starts, for example, by talking legal, ethical, moral, and operational problems and so forth, and that reflects the conversation that you had with Mr. Silver. Mr. Harvey, yes, it does. Mr. Schwartz, down towards the entry of 3B, and 3 has the heading Maximum Security. Do you see that page? Yes, I see it. There is a sentence which read as follows. 2 sentences. I should read into the record. 3 sentences. Within Kubrick. Now, is that CIA? Crossed in this document. Mr. Schwartz, or one way or the other. Mr. Harvey, that's right, one way or the other. Mr. Schwartz, your note has a report to the DIC as January 26 in reference, which reads in the first line as, that is Arnold Silver, I take it. Are they talking about assassinations in here? That's what I seem to be reading about, right? Because it's an old top secret interview. So you see within the framework or for either assassination. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Mr. Schwartz, doesn't the conversation with Sid Gottlieb on January 25th of January indicate that you had a discussion which included the word bankruptcy and you felt assassination was? Mr. Harvey, there was a general philosophic discussion of assassination and assassination techniques. There was also a discussion of a number of other things that were of particular and specific interest in the communications intelligence field and clandestine services, responsibilities, aspects, if you will. And best I can recall this conversation, this was a sort of exchange of ideas and briefing session probably held at the request of Sid Gottlieb in my office shortly after he took over the new job in TSD or took over the actual chief of TSD, which is the Technical Services Division of the Clandestine Service. That's the CIA. Mr. Schwartz, in the reference in the middle of the conversation with Mr. Gottlieb, last resort beyond last resort and a confession of weakness. That's referencing assassination, Mr. Harvey. That's obviously referring to assassination. That's probably what I told Sid Gottlieb my opinion on the use and proprietary of assassin techniques was of operational philosophy, which I expressed to Gottlieb that the question then came in pure theory as to, as in such cases as, now assumptions, the example of 3 wrong. I am not really sure, but the closest that I can come is that the assumptions it might be discernible in the purely theoretical discussion, and in my opinion, we were wrong. Whether I said that to Gottlieb in the words that are here, I just don't know. Mr. Schwartz, who were there two besides Mr. Trujillo that make up the examples of 3? Mr. Harvey, I presume I have no idea, but I presume that the logical candidate that the point would have been Lumbra and Castro. Biological candidates, I mean, not that we were considering them in the discussion as logical targets for assassination, but these were sort of the 3 people who would come to mind if you were going to do this, and these are the 3 people to be considered. Yeah, that seems like a little bit of a gem, wouldn't you think? So, I guess a lot of people would have wanted to know this. It's not a very long page. And if you think about it, it says that this is supposed to be the entire testimony of William Harvey, but it also lists that this document is supposed to be 62 pages, but by my estimation, listed right here at the top of the screen, that this thing is only 17 pages. So I would have to say that it's missing quite a bit of stuff, if you ask me. Yeah, what's up? Oh shit, what's up, Mitch? How's it going, my boy, Mitch? Motherfucking gangster. What's up, gangster Mitch? Or is it Carney Mitch? Just Mitch. What's up, Mitch? You got No Name in the house too. He's just living. That's good. That's good. I like it when the people are living. I'm living too. Trying to figure out if we got anything good over here. And I mean, I guess this is good because this actually establishes some stuff. The last date of review was in 1993 for this document that was on 625 of 75, which means that this is an agency file or agency information that was in reference to actually interviewing this guy. That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And it's not like this is the only one. There's more, right? There's more. Like here's another one here from the DC from the SSCIA. That's the CIA. That's the CIA. I believe some peeps did use Grok. Yeah, I use Grok too. Grok said that he hasn't read all of it yet because he's a bitch and his shit's all fucked up. But yeah, he said that there was no earth-shattering second shooter or the CIA did it or bombshells of it. But I mean, you know, maybe he hasn't read it. I don't know. We got Mr. Phillips. So here's another interview with some guy. Who's Mr. Phillips? I don't know, but Mr. Phillips be talking about Paul Weimart A shitload. And what's this? The continuation of tape, blah, 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 blah. In the beginning with the interview with Colonel Paul Longmire. Colonel, will you please tell me your full name and blah, blah, blah. Colonel Paul J. Longmire Jr. In 1970, I was the military attaché to the United States Embassy in Santiago, Chile. Ah, cool, cool, cool. So we're just establishing, who people are. Pretty sure that Colonel Paul Weimar actually died very recently in 2005. But I mean, his death day is coming up, I guess, is it since he died or whatever. But yes, the event writer. Oh, cool, cool. Paul Weimar. He's dead. He's dead. Mm-hmm. Apparently, these are archives, not massive release from the CIA. Yeah, I don't trust it either, yo. I don't trust none of that shit. But so far, it definitely seems it. Like everything is listed from agency CIA. They all have CIA record numbers. It looks very clearly, right? And it says 2025 release under the President John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Act of 1992. So it's like, I think they would have probably released them anyway. Probably. Eventually, like back in the day. But yeah, I've been searching through this and I haven't seen anything about the Jews, and I'm obviously just pissed off at this point. It seems like a big ass nothing burger. There's going to be a bunch of people talking shit all over the internet about all this stuff for weeks, and there's literally fucking nothing here, it feels like. Identification form, American CIA to the Warren Commission. What the fuck is this shit? The chief of station would be under the State Department and cover. Okay, what the hell is this? Eyes only? And that would be very existence of these telephone intercepts had to be very carefully protected. In Oswald's case, it was a combination of visits to both Cuban and Soviet embassies, which caused Mexico City Station to report this to headquarters in Oswald's records for deflection to the Soviet Union, which prompted the headquarters' dissemination. At the conclusion of his remarks on this subject, Mr. Helms specified that the information he had given Mr. Rankin was extremely sensitive. Oh, cool, 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 cool. What is this? In 1963, under a Czech passport, Mr. Rankin asked whether CIA could provide any assistance in verifying this story. Mr. Helms replied that the CIA would be limited in its possibility of assisting. To the air manifest checks in Mexico, these would be carried out, he said. Interesting. Yeah. They gave him way too much time to shred the important stuff, dude. They would have been ripping the shit to shreds for years. And now, all we have are like these weird documents, right? Like 1-pagers, 2-pagers. Like most of this shit is from fucking after the shit went down, right? Like what the fuck? Like, okay, so you released a bunch of garbage. Yeah, Donald Trump, I fucking released the JFK files, and it's a bunch of trash. And then, they were supposed to all be unredacted, right? But this one says fucking redacted right there in the title of it. Right? Is it really unredacted? I mean, maybe it is. What is this one right here? This thing is long as shit. This is 120. You're expecting me to read 110 fucking pages? What am I, a fucking robot? God damn. You're fucking joking me, bro. How much would it even cost to get a robot to read this whole fucking thing? What is this? When separated from its accompanying documents, memorandum from the Lieutenant General Prince Sowcroft of the White House. Senate Select Committee request for documents of the Cabinet and the Committee to Combat Terrorism. Okay, cool. This is all the shit that they got from the committee about terrorism? What the fuck is all this shit? Why? How am I supposed to read all of this? It's almost too much. Like, this is gonna take fucking weeks, bro. It's gonna take weeks. Absolutely, it's actually gonna take fucking weeks to go through all this garbage. Let's go to the very beginning. They're gonna be putting documents out for fucking days too. Like, what is this first one from? What is this? Clippings and articles, the Kennedy murder in the Secret Service of the United States. The attached article, which may be of interest to you, appeared in the March 7th issue of the Italian Communist Party weekly Redaction. The writer Gianfranco Corsini has been off and on U.S. correspondent for the Italian Communist Press. Clipping not retained. Cool. Yeah. Can you read it? Yeah, I guess I better get on it. I mean, I don't want to have to fucking read all this shit. It's not going to take that long. It would be nicer if I could, like, you know, sort the records by size so I could read the longest one first and then go down to the smaller ones. But I mean, look at this. 2 releases, one of 1,123 and another one of 1,059. Like, okay, cool, man. We're going to be sucking on that for a long time. What is this? After the fact, right? In 1982. So there's just like correspondence for days in here that is just covering not anything from before, just everything is after, which is kind of retarded. Maybe this is before. Discussion between Romber's SR Division and Gos Helsinki concerning timetable of Oswald's stay in Helsinki. Have ChatGPT summarize unknown information. We already tried to do that. I mean, how were you supposed to get it to read all the PDFs and download it? Like, it ain't gonna do it. Be like, bro, read this. Like, bro, read this, please. Nah, motherfucker. You need to tell me more. What does he say?
All right, bro. I checked out that link from the National Archives about the JFK files release on March 18th, 2025.
Dope.
Here's the
Tight.
rundown. The drop includes
Sick.
1,123 PDF files, about 80,000 pages, unleashed under President Trump's directive from March 17, 2025, tied to Executive Order 14176. It's everything from the JFK assassination records collection that was previously held back for classification reasons. The National Archives teamed up with federal agencies to make it happen, and you can access it all online or in person at their College Park, Maryland spot. They're still digitizing stuff,
I could go
so
there in
more might
person?
pop up on the site later. From what I've skimmed, it's a ton of raw docs, FBI and CIA reports, witness statements, evidence logs, that kind of thing. No big aha moment stands out yet, like a signed confession from a second shooter or anything wild. It's more like a massive data dump for history nerds and conspiracy
What's
buffs
up,
to
CD?
sift through. Posts on X and early takes suggest it backs the Oswald lone gunman vibe from the Warren Commission, with some extra flavor on his Cuban ties and CIA monitoring, but nothing that flips the script hard. The lack of OCR makes it a slog to search, so the real juice might take time to surface.
Yeah, AI is pretty insane. Even the AI don't want to read all of that shit. That's what it said. Yeah, it's gonna be a slog to read all that shit because OCR exists only in your eyeballs. We ain't. Grok's like, I ain't gonna OCR that. I can't OCR that shit. You kidding me? You want me to read all that shit, bro? I got a life. I gotta answer 40 bazillion people's questions. You want me to read all the fucking JFK docs? This is how humans die right here, making somebody read all this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not even probably one person at the National Archive that read every single one of these. He might have looked at them, put his fucking eyes on it for like a second, but there's no way that you actually contextualize all this fucking data. No way. Not even the AI could put that together like that right now. Like, it would take it a week to probably read through all this shit because you'd have to like make a bot that like took each document, uploaded it, OCR'd it, extracted the text, gave it to the AI, had the AI fix any errors, then feed in the fucking document with the cleaned up text and have it verify that they're similar, the same, to get a better, accurate description. And then it would have to move on to the next one. But still, it'd have to be able to save the text into a file and then pull it up and remember it back. And then after a while, once you got to like the 20,000th document, you'd probably have like a real fucking big, that'd be like a real big database. A big one. Like you need some shit. Yeah, the AI told me to fuck off. I ain't read that shit. He's like, I'm waiting for you guys, dog. He's like, no way. Let's go see. Has anybody found anything cool on X? Let's see. The CIA requested that any mentions of Israel be redacted in the JFK file. Israel is the only thing that they're requesting to be redacted. What? CIA has no objective for declassification and release of this information. What's this? The Israel Intelligence Service. She was given authority by the CIA. In the background, the Israeli Intelligence Service and other sources from under the Council of Angleton. Russia via Israel. But that's Stu Peters right there, so of course he found that shit. Multiple pages of the JFK files found in the CIA requesting any mentions of Israel to be redacted. Interesting. CIA has no objection for declassification and or release of information in this document except brackets Lee 8798 brackets Israeli brackets Israeli brackets. Yes, please redact this. Do not talk about Israel in this. Really weird. Why would they have to redact the office memorandum from 1954 and then they had it originally classified in 1989? And then after the classification in 1989, some guy named Lee came in 1998 and then basically said that they had to redact any mentions of anything in brackets. That's weird. The information will be set forth that cannot be traced back to either Angleton or the CIA in such instances where the first blah 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 relatives to Israel matter. It has been the practice of Israeli supervisors to clear the Angleton before disseminating information from him outside the Bureau. Yo, what? From the JFK files, the CIA has no declassification except for talking about the Israeli Intelligence Service in 1998. Yo, that doesn't seem normal. Tulsi Gabbard. President Trump is ushering in a new era of maximum transparency today. Per his directive, previously redacted JFK assassination files have been released. Ooh, really cool. Wonder why they were redacting all of that stuff in there. That seems kind of strange, actually. Wow, dude, look at this one right here. They're not using brackets in this one. They're putting the little, they're putting fucking those things. What? This is weird, dude. It's really weird to see what other people have found when you're looking at all of this stuff. Envelope postmarked for 1994 bearing the handwritten print address of Senator Joe Biden from Delaware. What? Huh? 1994, unsub, aka John F. Kennedy Jr., Senator Joseph Biden victim. Accompanying handwritten printed letter dated 8/26/94 beginning, Dear Senator Biden, you are a traitor, and bearing the signature of John F. Kennedy Jr. That's an old one, but that's a good one. Yeah, Biden, you're a fucking traitor. Huh. Newly released JFK files reveal that the CIA had no objection to declassifying a document except for one detail: the Israeli intelligence service. You're not allowed to talk about them. Don't talk about them. Can't talk about Israel. The search function for the new JFK files has been manipulated to exclude searches of Israel or Israeli. However, many documents it released do include mentions of Israel. Wait, what? You can search this? Holy shit, you can search it. Show me the booty. Any? Nope. No records for booty. Sorry, I tried, guys. I looked. I know you wanted to see it as much as I did. Let's try Huh? Yeah. No, Israel or Israeli, like you can't even find is. I can find but then I type is. Nope, can't find that. What about the? Okay, we can't find the either. How about a? R. Interesting. Uh, what should what should we look up? LOL? No. Okay. Maybe the search function is just busted because it does not finding anything with we. Me? Let's try me. Yeah, I feel like there's probably something going on there that makes more sense the more you look at it. All right, let's just hit another random one and see what we get. Mr. Joseph F. Pearson cleared for type contact of information. Wow, dude, fucking some real hard hitting shit we got here. Real hard hitting shit. Mr. Greer P. Harvey cleared per reference request. Okay. Why? Yeah. The search feature isn't working. What is this? Memorandum, Trace Henry Britton. Yeah, dude, it's like, this is a bunch of crap, bro. This is a bunch of ass. I mean, this is like searching for a needle in a haystack. I would probably be able to find me a nice blonde, big old hoodies, pretty as shit, like 5'9", and get her to marry me before I found some fucking shit in this goddamn documents. You kidding me? And then I go over to Twitter, and the only thing I see is the entire anti-Israel crowd mentioning that they omitted everything about Israel, or tried to omit everything about Israel. What is this, man? I don't even know what that is, but that seems weird. JFK files. What is this? What the fuck? Sergei Shornovich, Russian ambassador. What the fuck? At 9 a.m. on August 19th, 1963, in Washington, D.C., I went to see Mr. Kinnebing, Director of Special Counsel Service Department of the State at 1901 Pennsylvania Avenue, 11th floor. I told the director that I have information about President Kennedy. The director said not to mention the name of the President Kennedy, only respond to questions. The director said to tell us what will happen to Mr. Lee Harvey Oswald then, and I said Mr. Lee H. Oswald will be killed after they kill Kennedy. I said I will take the truth drug and tell the truth. Director, tell us who else gets killed in this country. I said, as I heard, that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was killed. Who will kill Dr. King Martin Luther Jr.? The Negro leader. I said to a man who is in prison at this time. Interesting. That seems kind of interesting. I've been looking to prove my own theory. Met Vladimir Valisev, a Soviet representative. Your AI LEQ was made in Israel. That's where she said her home was. Oh shit! You better ditch that AI. You better ditch that AI before it puts you on a list. Whatever. What do we got here? Thomas Morrissey. We now have plenty of money. Our new backers are Jews. As soon as we or they take care of Kennedy. I think we want to know why certain people didn't want the Kennedy files released. Interesting. Why would the Jewish people want to kill Kennedy? Yes, on November 26th of 1963, that he had heard that one of Tom Mosley's allegedly having to have been attempted to negotiate the sale of machine guns to one Homer S. Ekvaris, and that Ekvaria allegedly made a comment the day before the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Interesting. An informant. What's this? Oh, shit. July 18th, 1963. To who are you concerned? I have information that will lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton. Holy shit. It wasn't the second gunman on the grassy knoll. It was the second gunwoman. Wow. What's this? I used Repel AI on my phone to download the file. Gemini flashed the OCR to a PDF and convert the text and put it on GitHub. You can search directly on GitHub or download and analyze using an LMM. Oh, really? Oh, really? Sorry, we had to truncate the directory. No fucking way, bro. Somebody already fucking did it. Motherfucking mad lad. Holy shit. Shit, donkey balls. Don't be lazy, Grok. I found all the files in text format for you. Some mad lad did all the OCR and stuff for you. So all you gotta do is read. Deep search. Go. Oh. Okay. What is going on here? He's thinking. I've never seen this happen. I've never clicked that button. I don't know what this is. What the fuck? This bitch is Googling shit. It's like GitHub's not letting it properly index. That's all you got from that shit? Be like, bro, that's not even what I asked. I told you to just read all of it and watching your output. You were just Googling stuff. Are you having trouble accessing the links in the directory? Question mark. Yeah, it's like not letting him look, because if you see, it says he's looking at the github.com link, but not looking at the actual specific link. So maybe we gotta stop him. Let's stop him real quick. We got no response. Okay. So let's try to find one that's long as fuck. This one's pretty long. No. See if we can get him to read this blob. Not that one. Not that one either. That one. Alright, let's see. Let's turn off the deep search and just be out like summary. Oh, cool. There you go. Damn it, I have to feed them in one by one? Okay, well, that's still infinitely easier than having to fucking actually read all that shit. You know what I'm saying? No wild conspiracy stuff here, just dry detailed log of Oswald's visa chase with CIA piecing it together after the fact. It paints him as a solo dude scrambling for travel docs, not some mastermind into a bigger plot. Okay. 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 What about this one? Okay, so we have to do that. Has to give you a summary of every 100 pages. Maybe we could do that. It didn't even seem like he was reading the actual links. Oswald scrambling solo, no conspiracy crumbs, just a guy failing at visa bureaucracy while the CIA watched him from the shadows. It's funny, it's almost like I don't need AI to contextualize any of this stuff for me. Should be trained up now. More, no juicy details. It's quick, get me everything in order, not a reveal. Shows the FBI was caught flat-footed and rushing to connect the dots after the fact. No conspiracy hits, just panic mode. Where's that one really long one? Maybe if I look up the name of that one. 210 pages. Right there. Okay. And then we gotta go. Wait, where did it go? Wait, where did it go? Oh, it's right here. Go to file. That one. Yeah. Read this long son of a bitch, you son of a bitch. It's a minor thread. Shows Oswald had some community ties in Dallas, but doesn't drop any bombshells. No conspiracy flags. Just a snapshot of his pre-assassination life. 210 pages of that. Okay, cool. So in actuality, we're finally getting somewhere. I guess you would have to say. It doesn't seem like there's really anything. And now it's starting to seem eerily like Grok did actually read all that shit, but is trying to save me Grok credits by not wasting my time telling me any bullshit because he just keeps saying the same thing. No conspiracy smoking gun here, just first-hand accounts of Oswald's frantic escape. The cop car bit's weird, but there's no meat to it. It could have just been random. Roberts didn't paint him as some mastermind, just a guy on the run. What do you think? Does that car honk raise your eyebrows? Like what? I didn't read it, Rock. I don't fucking know I don't know what's in there.
This is an FBI report, dated December 23rd, 1963, titled Lee Harvey Oswald, Assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It's from the Dallas field office to HQ, detailing an interview with a witness tied to Oswald's post-assassination movements. Subject: the reports about Mrs. Earlene Roberts, the housekeeper at the rooming house where Oswald lived, 1026 North Beckley, Dallas. Interview: on December 5, 1963, agents talked to Roberts. She said Oswald came rushing into the house around 1 p.m. on November 22, 1963, right after the shooting in Dealey Plaza, 12:30 p.m. He was in a hurry, grabbed a jacket, and bolted out in under 5 minutes. Details: Roberts noted a police car, number 107, honked twice outside while Oswald was inside, then drove off. She didn't see who was in it, and Oswald didn't react to it. He left on foot, heading toward Beckley Street. Context: this fits the timeline. Oswald fled the Texas School Book Depository, took a bus and cab, and hit the rooming house before heading to where he'd later shoot Officer J.D. Tippit, around 1:15 p.m.
Yeah, this AI shit's real dope. What is this? More stuff from the same thing? More interviews from agents? No big conspiracy hooks here, just solid eyewitness putting Oswald on the move post-shooting, acting solo and rattled. Bledsoe's story lines up with the lone gunman timeline. Maybe it was just a lone gunman. Maybe we've all just been looking at it wrong, and Occam's razor is real, and we got to stop fighting it. Maybe that's what we're looking at here. No bombshells here, just a detailed recap of Oswald fumbling through bureaucracy watched by the CIA. They lean hard on no evidence of a bigger scheme. What's your vibe? Buying the lone wolf angle or still sniffing for someone more? Grok. And we're like, chill out. Chill out, bro. I'm just trying to learn. Not everything is a conspiracy. Sometimes Occam's razor just happens. Son of a bitch.
Fair enough, bro. I'm chilling, just vibing with you on the learning train. You're right, Occam's razor cuts through a lot of noise sometimes. The simplest explanation can hit the mark, and these files so far are leaning heavy on Oswald doing his thing solo. No need to overcomplicate it unless the docs start screaming otherwise. What's next on your radar? Got another file you want me to break down? I'm here to keep it real and roll through this history with you.
Is he? Are you now? Are you now? Alright, let's try this one. I'm just going to keep feeding these in there. What is this?
No wild twists here, just a practical lead on how Oswald might have geared up. It's simple: guy gets rifle scoped, uses it later. Occam's razor holds up so far. What do you think? Want to dig deeper into the gun trail or switch gears?
What about the second gunman from the rain gutter along the curb? It's Googling it. Whoa. What the fuck? What the fuck? That was a pretty long one for that just one little question right there.
Alright, bro, let's dive into this rain gutter second gunman idea. I assume you're talking about a theory tied to the JFK assassination, maybe something you've heard floating around about a shooter hiding in a storm drain or sewer along the curb in Dealey Plaza, firing from below street level. It's a niche angle, so let's break it down with what we've got. There's no direct mention of a rain gutter or curb sewer shooter in the JFK files I've read so far from that GitHub stash you gave me. The docs, like the CIA memos on Oswald's Mexico City trip, e.g., 104-10187-10103.md, or the FBI witness interviews, e.g., 176-10036-10073.md with Earlene Roberts, focus on Oswald's movements, his rifle, and the Texas School Book Depository as the main shooting spot. Other theories, like the grassy knoll, pop up with witnesses claiming shots from the front, but a rain gutter or storm drain? That's not hitting the radar in these specific files. The storm drain theory does exist in JFK conspiracy circles, though. It stems from some folks, like researchers Robert Groden or Jim Mars, pointing to a large sewer opening near the triple underpass on Elm Street.
True.
They argue a shooter could have popped off a shot from there, low and hidden, maybe even explaining the headshot's trajectory, back end to the left, per the Zapruder film. Witnesses like J.C. Price, up on the underpass, said they saw smoke or heard a shot from that direction, and a guy named Gordon Arnold claimed he felt a bullet was past him near the curb. Problem is, no hard evidence, like bullet casings or sewer muck on a rifle, backs this up in the official record or the new 2025 files. Ballistics-wise, it's tricky. The Warren Commission pinned the shots on Oswald's Mannlicher Carcano from the 6th floor, high and behind. The fatal headshot, per the autopsy, came from above and behind too, entry at the upper right skull, exit front right. A gutter shot from below would need a wild angle, up through the car floor or a steep ricochet, to match that, and there's no damage to the limo floor in the reports to support it. The magic bullet, CE-399, found on Connolly's stretcher also fits the depository trajectory, not a street-level pop. Could the files hide something? Sure, 80,000 pages is a beast, and not every line's been OCR'd into that GitHub set perfectly. But the docs I've skimmed, like the FBI's gunsmith interview, 198-10007-10013.md, stick to Oswald prepping his rifle, not some sewer sniper. The House Select Committee in '79 floated a second gunman based on acoustic evidence, a fourth shot from the knoll, but even they didn't touch the gutter idea. It's too fringe, even for conspiracy buffs. Occam's razor, like you said, leans toward the simplest take, Oswald, one gun, 6th floor. The gutter theory's cool for a movie script, low angle, sneaky vibes, but without a smoking gun, or a soaked one, it's just a whisper in the wind. What's your gut on it? Think there's a file out there we're missing, or just a fun what if?
I guess it is just a fun what if then. I don't know. Yeah, we can confirm that Grok read all of the files, but it's only listing out the ones that we've fed into it, which is very, very interesting. Oh, it's not OCR'd perfectly. How are you supposed to fucking OCR that shit perfect, dog? You can't. And now this thing's talking about sewer shooters. All right, forget the sewer
This
shooters.
This is an FBI report, dated December 23, 1963, titled Lee Harvey Oswald, Assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It's from the Dallas field office to HQ, covering an interview with a witness who saw Oswald right after the shooting. Subject: the reports about Mr. William Arthur Scoggins, a cab driver in Dallas. Interview: on December 5, 1963, agents talked to Scoggins. He said he was parked near 10th Street and Patton Avenue in Oak Cliff on November 22, 1963, around 1:15 p.m., about 45 minutes after the assassination, 12:30 p.m. He saw a guy he later ID'd as Oswald walking fast, looking rattled. Details: Scoggins witnessed Oswald pull a gun and shoot Dallas police officer J.D. Tippett. He said Tippett stopped Oswald, got out of his patrol car, and Oswald shot him 4 times, 3 in the chest, 1 in the head. Oswald then ran off, ditching his jacket nearby. Scoggins hid behind his cab during the chaos but got a clear look at Oswald's face and clothes, dark pants, light shirt. Context: This ties to Oswald's escape route after hitting his rooming house, per Erlene Roberts, 176-10036-10073.md. He was on foot in Oak Cliff when Tippett spotted him. Scoggins' story matches other witnesses and the timeline of Tippett's murder, pinning Oswald as the shooter. No sewer shooters or second gunman here, just a first-hand account of Oswald capping Tippett in broad daylight. It's a solid link in the chain, depository to rooming house to this. Keeps the lone wolf vibe rolling. What's your take? Want to chase more escape route stuff or pivot somewhere else?
Yeah, you're right. I thought that they did say that the Zapruder film had come out and it was apparently doctored in some kind of way. But yeah, it's like pretty clear that this thing has been reading all this stuff after we've fed it into it, and it has an idea. And sure, it's going through each of these individual things, but yeah, we're just basically looking at the witness testimonies and shit, and that's all they're talking about. No second shooter, no other bullshit. We are just looking at the same thing. Everything is from after the event. There's no information that says anything about it being anything other than a single dude just working and doing some shit, which is a little crazy to think about. It's a little crazy to think about. That's all we're getting from all of that, right? But I guess the proof is in the pudding because, it's only been out for a couple hours, but, what are we finding out? JFK files confirm secret intelligence pipeline between the CIA and Israeli intelligence, personally overseen by CIA counterintelligence chief James Angleton. This just wasn't routine intel sharing. It was a deliberate effort to conceal Israel's involvement in sensitive U.S. operations by bypassing standard intelligence channels. Angleton acted as a sole gatekeeper, ensuring that all Israeli-related intelligence was filtered through him alone. He also controlled the flow of intel to the FBI, carefully scrubbing reports to ensure Israel intelligence was never directly named, a covert operation hidden in plain sight. Oh, so we do know who was redacting the whole Israel thing from all of the documents and why they were putting them in brackets. There was a guy, wasn't there, back in the day that used to do that, right? Like, was it Isaac Cappy, the one that started the whole brackets and jackets cred? Do you remember that shit? I remember that shit. Brackets and jackets. Huh. You remember? Isaac Cappy. Brackets and jackets. You remember this?
It's funding lots of people. He's funding lots of people on the street to make sure his shit doesn't get out. That's right. They want the record sealed. And they're paying a lot of people. They want Epstein's paying a lot of people. Oh.
Yeah, I remember. When he was talking about Epstein and all that other shit. Brackets and jackets. Cappy brackets and jackets, May 1st, 2019. From Russia? From Yandex? I just better not go to that. That's probably bad. Yeah. So many different versions of it. I mean, is that why he brought up the whole brackets thing? Because, that whole entire time he was talking about Israel. So, like, was he actually reading into this? And was that known that that was in the documents for a while back? Because, I don't know, it kind of seems like a lot of folks are saying that that wasn't there. James Angleton, all over the place. Looks like Alan Dulles personally signed off on it. Information developed by Angleton was not disseminated within the CIA, but he felt that the data should be passed on to the Bureau. Ellen Dulles gave him authorization to handle the dissemination of the matter. Oh. Okay. Okay. You think they're going to do this with the JFK files? I don't think that they did that with the JFK files this time around. Busted. The JFK files unveiled James Angleton as the CIA chief counterintelligence who mandated clandestine ties to Israel intelligence connections were deliberately concealed. Huh. Interesting. Wait, what is this? What the fuck? Yeah. Anyone know about this? Tim Pohl? Gary Underhill left Washington in a hurry. Late the evening, he showed up in the home of a friend in New Jersey. He was very agitated. A small clique within the CIA was responsible for the assassination, he confided, and he was afraid for his life and probably would have to leave the country. Less than 6 months later, Underhill was found shot to death in his Washington apartment, and the coroner ruled it suicide. Ooh, okay. Gary Underhill. What does jacket mean in law? Jacket, noun. A standard insurance policy to which other coverage or exclusions may be attached. Oh. Wait. Let's see what my bro Grok's got to say about this.
All right, bro, you're asking about Gary Underhill. Let's break it down with what's in the mix from those JFK files and some context. Gary Underhill, full name John Garrett Underhill Jr., was a dude born August 7.
Huh. John Garrett Underhill. John Garrett. In the television show Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., John Garrett worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. which was like the CIA back in the day in Marvel terms. But John Garrett was a double agent for Hydra, which was an agency that existed within S.H.I.E.L.D.
August 7, 1915, in Brooklyn, a Harvard grad, 1937, and a military intelligence guy during World War II. He worked with the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, and later the War Department's Military Intelligence Division till 1946, picking up an Army Commendation Medal for his chops in photography and enemy weapons. Post-war, he was a military affairs editor at Life magazine and had loose ties with the CIA, think occasional informant for their domestic contact service from 1949 to the mid-50s, not a full-on spook. Here's where it gets spicy. After JFK got hit on November 22, 1963, Underhill freaked out. The next day, he bolted from D.C. to a friend's place on Long Island, super rattled. He told his pal Charlene Fitzsimmons that a small clique in the CIA whacked Kennedy, saying, "Oswald is a patsy." They set him up. The bastards have done something outrageous. They've killed the president. He was scared they'd come for him too, since he knew who they were. This comes from Fitzsimmons' later letter to Jim Garrison, the New Orleans DA who dug into the assassination. Fast forward to May 8, 1964, Underhill's found dead in his D.C. apartment, a bullet behind his left ear. Cops ruled it suicide, but it's sketchy. He was right-handed, and that shot placement's odd for self-inflicted. Friends said he'd been edgy, under psychiatric care, and feared for his life, but others bought the suicide line, citing personal troubles. No JFK files I've skimmed, like the ones you've had me read on GitHub, name-drop Underhill directly. They stick to Oswald's moves, Mexico City, rifle prep, escape, not CIA insiders spilling beans. Conspiracy buffs, like James DiEugenio in Destiny Betrayed, tie Underhill's death to his claims, suggesting he knew too much. Garrison, in a 1967 Playboy interview, called him credible, not a nutcase, given his intel background. A 1967 CIA memo to the Justice Department confirms his bio but downplays him, not an employee, just a casual contact, and sticks to the suicide story. Nothing in the 2025 files, e.g., 1,123 PDFs, I've seen so far screams Underhill was right or links him to a gutter shooter or anything wild. So, what's the deal? Occam's razor says he was a stressed out guy who offed himself, mental health struggles check out. But the timing, his panic, and that weird bullet angle keep the maybe they got him vibe alive. No hard proof either way.
No hard proof either way. Interestingly enough, normally you could just check the repo for it, but maybe the repo's so big that it's not actually letting me find it. Quantum provided from this state. Let's just see if we can find quantum. So I mean, we know it's there, but no, it will not let us search the repo, even through the code. Oh, it's because I'm not signed in. It's because I'm not signed in. Do I have a password for this shit? Let's see. Oh, I need to put in my OTP. I hope it's on this phone. I mean, it should be. GitHub. Don't be looking at my password, motherfucker. Ooh. Oh, good, good. It actually does work. I'm just retarded. Anyways. Garrett. Let's see. Oh, yes. Subject right here. John Garrett Underhill. Okay, let's take that one. And then, is this subject? Okay. Let's go ahead and read more about that one since we're here. Yeah, you're a liar, Grok. Bitch ass. Nig. Bitch ass.
This link points to a specific line in a CIA document, but I'll summarize the whole thing since context matters. Here's the breakdown. This is a CIA cable, dated November 24, 1963, from HQ to the Mexico City station, titled Lee Harvey Oswald. It's hot off the press, 2 days after the assassination, and it's all about digging into Oswald's past. Purpose: HQ's telling Mexico City to pull everything they've got on Oswald: photos, intercepts, reports, especially from his deep search. Think.
Wait a minute. That's not what this is talking about. What? Says it John Garrett Underhill. Right there. Yo, what the fuck? Huh. What's going on with that? You see what that just did? You see what just happened there? It kept on going back to the old file and not reading it, but it most definitely says Underhill, right? And I had to copy and paste the thing directly for it to even talk about it. That's a little sus. That's sussy wussy. That's as Heavy Bob likes to say, sussy wussy right there.
Alright, bro, you've dropped a juicy one here. This is a CIA memo from the 2025 JFK Files release, specifically document 104-10170-10145, dated July 19, 1967, titled Ramparts. John Garrett Underhill Jr., Samuel George Cummings, and INTERRMCO. It's marked Secret and RIBAT, a CIA code for sensitive ops, and it's tackling a Ramparts magazine article from June 1967 that stirred the pot about Gary Underhill and his alleged CIA ties. Let's break it down. Summary. What's it about? The memo's reacting to Ramparts, a left-leaning mag, claiming Underhill, a World War II intel vet, freaked out post-JFK assassination, said a CIA clique killed Kennedy, and then died suspiciously in 1964. It also links him to Samuel Cummings and Interarmco, an arms dealer tied to the CIA, and, wildly, Klein's Sporting Goods, where Oswald's rifle came from. Ramparts claims, pages 28 to 29. Underhill bolted D.C. the day after JFK's death, November 20.
That's sketchy, right? It circumvented the entire link, almost like it read it, it knew what it said, and then purposefully kept on talking about the previous link until I had to copy the whole thing and put it in there.
November 23, 1963, hit up friends in New Jersey and said a rogue CIA group offed Kennedy over a racket involving guns, drugs, and political games.
He feared
for his life. 6 months later, May 8, 1964, he's found dead, shot behind the left ear, ruled suicide, but he was right-handed, and a collaborator, Asher Brines, found it fishy, silencer theory, no one heard a shot. Underhill's creds, World War II spy, small arms expert, Pentagon and CIA connections, an unpersoned for special gigs. New Cummings, who ran Interarmco, a CIA-linked arms outfit. CIA's take on Underhill. Bio, born August 7, 1915, Brooklyn, Harvard 37, died May 8, 1964. Worked at Life, 1938 to 42, then Military Intelligence Service, MIS, in World War II, 1943 to 46, earning a commendation for photo and weapons intel. CIA link, loose, domestic contact service eyed him in 1949 as a potential informant, but only for low-level stuff, nothing above confidential. More checks in 1957, but he was never staff, just a fringe contact. Also reported a sketchy photo deal with a guy named Axel Bank to the FBI and CIA in 1954. No deep ties, they paint him as a peripheral figure, not a key player. Samuel Cummings and Interarmco. Cummings, born 1927, Philly, CIA staffer, 1950 to 53, buying weapons, then ran Interarmco, International Armament Corporation, as a CIA front from 1954. Bought it outright in 1958, kept feeding the agency intel voluntarily. Interarmco sold arms to the CIA, resistance groups, and, Klein's Sporting Goods, Oswald's rifle source. Cummings was a loose cannon, tough to control, and worked with the FBI, DIA, and West Germany's BND-2. By 67, no active CIA ops, just a guy they milked for info from his arms-dealing travels. CIA's conclusion. Underhill, Cummings, and Interarmco haven't popped up in Jim Garrison's New Orleans probe by 67, except this Ramparts piece. The CIA's brushing it off. Underhill's story is chilling but unproven. They lean on his suicide being legit, and Cummings is just a side hustle they tapped. No direct JFK files link. This memo's from 67, not the immediate 63 to 64 flurry we've been reading. It's the CIA circling back to Underhill because Ramparts dredged him up, not because he's in the raw 2025 files like Oswald's Mexico City docs, e.g. 104-10170-10145 from November 63. No rain gutter shooter or second gunman evidence here, just Underhill's.
What is going on with you? This is the text from this link. I gave it to you 2 times and you simply didn't read it. I had to copy and paste it into the box for you to see it for some reason. Interesting.
Points to a different doc, the July 19th, 1967 memo about Underhill, Cummings, and Interarmco. I must have glitched or misread the file ID in the rush. Thanks for pasting it in to set me straight. I see it now, and I've already summarized that one in my last response. So, we're good now. I tackled the Ramparts memo you wanted, the one tying Underhill to his post-assassination freakout and CIA suspicions. No excuses, just a dumb slip. You still vibing on that Underhill thread, or you got another file to throw my way? I'm locked in now, promise. What's next?
Oh yeah,
How can Grok help?
you're locked
Deep
in?
search.
Yeah,
Think.
you're locked in, motherfucker.
Grok 3.
Huh? You're locked in, bitch? A Belgian rifle for a foul. Yeah. Operation Mongoose. That seems to come up a lot too, from the William Harvey thing. It's all very interesting. I ain't gonna tell Grok to do shit. I ain't gonna tell him to do shit. Just read the docs, don't search, you little bitch. Yeah. Well, I'm tired. The robot's doing all the work, but I'm not seeing anything, extremely out of the ordinary. I guess we're gonna have to dig. We're gonna all have to dig deep and search together to try to figure out if we're gonna fucking find something. But who really knows? I don't know if anybody's ever really gonna find anything. What's this? Dear Mr. Kennedy, several thoughtful, valued constituents have expressed their concern over a report of June 28th issue of the Chicago edition of the Wall Street Journal, which indicated that the determination by the Justice Department in the question of registration of the American Zionist Council as an agent of Israeli government will depend on the risk of offending the Jewish opinion in the United States. I would greatly appreciate your comments on this statement and also a report to policies the Justice Department will follow in determining this question. Sincerely yours, Donald Rumsfeld. I guess how do we summarize?
You're good to see you. How's life treating you today? Well, Saul, it's been a pretty touch and go situation. Linda and I have had quite a few unpleasant words here lately over the deal with that he hired Mike Wallace to assassinate the president. It's been hectic in every way, but we've lived through it this far, and I guess we'll continue to do so. Lyndon should have never issued that order to Mike, but we've had our differences, and I'm a true blue to Lyndon, as I've always been, and tried to carry out every order that he's ever given me. But this is one I'll probably never be able to forget. And
Pow! Pow! Probably should have watched that whole video through, but yeah. I guess that's the everything. Did anything change? What do we have to take? Yeah. Did we get everything unredacted? Oh no, somebody actually found some redacted shit. It's got brackets around it, so I guess that we could all assume that they're talking about Israel or matters of national security. Yeah, probably. I guess, what do we have to say about it? It looks like we got a lot of information from the government about how they didn't do anything and everything is fine. It was just a little gunman. We got people in the chat saying that it's all just a cover up and we're never going to know, but, you know, I don't think anybody's going to know until they read every single document. And even then, it's just so many things that it's pretty clear that you're probably not going to find anything in there anyway. And even weirder, just, messing around with Grok. Grok having some issues going through all of that stuff is definitely highly questionable when you look at that. For sure. So, I'm going to keep looking at them, but, you know what? I need to go to bed so I can go to work. So, I think we got to really start thinking about it. Yeah, we got to start really looking into it and digging. Because it's obviously not what everybody thought it was going to be. But there's still a lot to be said. I mean, shit. The CIA was watching Oswald this entire time and they kind of let it happen. We got all of the conspiracy stuff out there that I guess is sort of getting some resurgence in the light. But even then, it's like there's really nothing there. It's going to take a lot more work reading through all of that stuff to get enlightened to the facts of what's happening. So, who knows? What I do know, though, is that my time's over. I'm done. So, I'll see you guys again on the next one. Hopefully, you had a nice time with us today on the Best Worst Show where we looked at a bunch of crap that doesn't make any sense and got fed a whole bullshit line that they've been feeding everybody for a very, very long time. I think about the only thing that we've discovered is that, people keep saying that, there's a secret organization of people that are working inside of our government to do shit and hide information, and we just got proof of exactly who those people were, like we already knew who they were. It's really weird, and just seeing everything that's happening in the overseas area and how ceasefires are getting taken off and we're just bombing the shit, killing 400 people. Yeah, it's like all that evil's on us, folks. That evil is us. Donald Trump letting them do that evil with our bombs and shit. That makes us evil by association, son. And that ain't good. Not the people we want, not the situation of people that we want to be supported, but Donald Trump has gone full MEGA. He completely forgot about America. And he thinks that throwing a fucking shit ton on JFK docks is going to change any of those facts. That shit's crazy, bro. Yep, that shit's crazy. Hey, Aaron Todd, I'm doing all right. Sorry you just missed me, though, but I'm about to go. So, anyways, whatever. Try not to get thrown in jail and shit. I'm sure we'll all survive. Either way, much to love to you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Seems like there's going to be a lot more that's going to be coming. Either way, much love. Have a good one, Sewer Guy Rob. Have a good one, CV, and everybody else. Much love to have you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.